This is what the n8n workflow looks like. We'll do a brief overview. And so this webhook is going to be coming in straight from my website. It's a post hook, and then we'll feed to the master AI agent. So this agent has a memory of 50, which seems like a lot, but if you're using 4.1 mini, it's pretty much like, it's like 1/1,000,000th of a dollar. All of these user requests are going to come straight to this agent, and then it's going to decide what to do based on what this user is talking about. So it has instructions to basically collect as much information as possible with the primary goal of booking a meeting. So what you really want to know about is these agents right here. So we'll start with the email agent. It's going to go ahead and get fed by the master agent and send an email. So this primarily is for sending the meeting links to both me and the inbound lead. So we'll start by checking the calendar, make sure there's openings, book it, and then it'll put it in my calendar, create a booking, and email me about that booking. So this will seamlessly integrate into any of your systems, any of my systems. I use Notion Calendar right now, and it integrates very easily with the Google Calendar, which is why I use it. And then the meeting agent is a little bit more complex one, but all it basically does is create, edit, or delete Zoom meetings. But the complex part about this is setting up the API credentials for Zoom. But I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that in this video. But essentially, from start to finish, what's happened is we're going to go onto my website right here, which this is actually from a previous test. And we're just going to quickly dictate a meeting here. So if you want to skip through this part, go ahead. But this is going to show from start to finish exactly how this works. And I'll show you in my calendar and everything. This does work. Hey, so I need some help automating outbound lead generation with cold email campaigns for my digital marketing agency. Can you help with that? And are you taking on clients? Yeah, so we've been using instantly campaigns for a while, but we can't seem to get a high enough open or reply rate for it to be even remotely meaningful. I'm guessing because everybody's inboxes are filled to AI, but I'm looking to basically just increase both those. I think we've been typically running about 1,000 emails per week on instantly, and typically an industry reply rate's like 1%, and that's even considered good, 1 to 2%. I'm hoping to get it up over 2 to 3%, maybe even 4 or 5. It would be magical if you get it 10. Yeah, sure, I'd be open to a quick meeting. That sounds good to me. I'm typically free in the mornings if that helps at all. Yeah, I am on Eastern time. I mean, I'm free tomorrow morning at like 10 a.m., but anytime between 9 and 12 for me. 10 a.m. EST works perfectly fine. Yeah, sure. My name is Mason, and my email is masonpfitz@gmail.com. Otherwise, with regards to software, I'm just using Instantly, but that's why I'm coming to you. All set. We've got your meeting booked for tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST. Should have a Zoom link in your email. Looking forward to chatting on your lead gen and email campaigns. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Okay, so let's see if this actually worked. So first of all, this is from a test earlier. So we should have a meeting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yep, 10 to 10:30, automating outbound lead generation. Next test, Skool calendar. Meeting with Mason, discuss automating outbound lead generation. Perfect. It's in our calendar. Now the main one we're going to see is, this is from my email that I provided. It's my spam email. Meeting confirmation, outbound lead gen automation discussion. Hi Mason, this is to confirm our meeting scheduled tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST to discuss automating outbound lead gen per email campaign, blah, blah, blah. Here's a Zoom meeting link. See if the link actually works. Going from my browser. Boom, we're in the meeting. Now, it won't actually open until 10 a.m. tomorrow, or it is open, but you can sit in here for a whole day. But it's scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow, and we go ahead and leave this meeting. So that's successful. And now the last key that we want to go ahead and check. Let me make sure I'm not. And then the last thing I want to check is I switch to my actual other like primary email, and you'll see new inbound lead. Hi, you have a new inbound lead with the following details. Name is Mason. Here's his email. This is the meeting time. Here's the meeting link, and here's some notes. And then so you've been given the meeting notes, meetings booked with the person, it's in your calendar, and you successfully emailed yourself and emailed them the link and created the Zoom meeting for scheduled time. So that is the actual functionality of it. And now let's go ahead and run through building it. All right, so first we're gonna wanna start with this by connecting to a website, which all these setup instructions are right here, but I definitely recommend going to something like Lovable. If you don't already have a website like I do, I use Framer, and I can just go into the heading and paste this code. It's a big block of code that I have here. I just haven't extended it for the case, but it's a very big block of code. But that's the code for the chat on the website. So you can paste it in your header. If you do not have a website though, you simply go to Lovable right here, and then you can just type in, make me a website with a chatbot, right? And you can hit enter, send, and it's Lovable, so it's free. So it'll go ahead and it'll make you this. Okay, and then so if you want to look at the top here, you can see the brackets. These are the specific things that you need to change to make this tailored specifically to you. I've already done everything else for you. You just need to paste this in the header, or literally paste into Lovable and say, like, add this code, and it will add it for you and everything. So you don't really need to do much here. But you do need to add your post webhook, your production webhook. So you go to your webhook right here, go to production URL, copy this, and you want to paste it right in here. And you want to get rid of the brackets as well. So it should just be the quotes with the webhook itself. The data name, just the name of your chatbot that you want it to be. I just named mine me. I would recommend naming you yours, so it seems like they're talking to you. And then the data logo is just, you notice the little logo I have at the top of my website right here. It says Soleus. This is for my AI agency, which is a nice plug, but I didn't actually even think about that. But if you want a logo at the top, you can put that. And then the last thing you want to put in is, again, the chatbot name here. And then the last thing I want to recommend to you is, if you don't like the design and it doesn't fit your, wrong tab, doesn't fit your whole design like it fits on my website, you can take this code, all of it, copy, paste it into ChatGPT, Claude, literally any AI you want, and then just ask it to make the changes. If your website's not dark mode like mine and you want it to be light, say, hey, make this white. Here's the colors, please change this. I will warn you, it might not work after that because it took a lot of finagling to get this working. But if you want to do that, go for it. But it's completely up to you to customize that. But once you have all that set up and you have the Lovable website made with the webhook set up and the chatbot, then you'll officially be communicating between the website and this n8n instance. So now we want to set up the remainder of the stuff. The next thing you want to set up is going to be the chat model. So I'm using OpenRouter. I just recommend using OpenRouter purely because it links literally every single everything to, like, it links every single AI model you'll ever need. So Perplexity, even the little ones that you don't even know exist. There's the Llama models on here, Perplexity, like Claude, Chat. It's just good for having everything in one place, and then you can organize very, very nice UI here. You can organize all of your credits here. You can automatically top it up, but basically just all of your AI related API calls are going to be in one place. So I would set that up. Super easy to do. All you have to do is come here, go to API keys, and then create a new API key, which I can do in a separate video. If you want, let me know. I'm perfectly fine to do that. And make an API key, and then you can just go right back in n8n and add it here by just hitting that, change the credentials, and then you're good. But for example, here are all of the possible models. It's like, you don't even need them all. But connect that. Once you have all that connected, then pretty much the last thing you have to do is just get all of this tools connected, which is the easy part, except for Zoom, but we'll go through that in a second. So inside of the actual agent itself is basically just a massive message that tells its purpose. You are an AI automation agency. This is context, so this is exactly what its job is to do. And then these are basically just instructions of individual thing that it messed up that I wanted to fix. So a while ago, it was kept asking the user what the time was, or what time, or what day, or what year they wanted to book the meeting, but that's because it didn't know the current time. So you give it that now. But basically all of these things are just corrections to errors, and then how to use its tools, and then this is what it does. So up here, you can go ahead and change for your usage if you want to, but otherwise this one is pretty much really basic in the fact that just tell it what not to do. And then I added this think field here. It never uses it. You could remove it, but I like to use it. And then here on my website, the webhook is displayed as the response key. So it gets output from the AI as an output key, but we don't want output, we want response. So it's basically just taking whatever the output key is and adding it as a response key. So it's just switching the name essentially, and then it'll respond back to the webhook. But now down to the actual business itself. The email agent is really simple prompt. It's, hey, this is your job. These are what your tools do. And then this is what time it is. Calendar agent is the same. Here's your job. Here's what your tool is. Or here's what your tools do. Here's what time it is. And this calendar has nothing to do with the person you're talking to. It's simply for internal booking purposes. Should only be used to check if you're free and add meetings to UC. That was only added because I was having issues with it saying that like that was the person who they were talking to's calendar. It was confusing it with, oh, hey, this is our business's calendar that we're trying to manage and get meetings for, versus, oh yeah, it looks like your calendar's free at 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'll book the meeting for you, but it's not their calendar. So just a little bit of confusion fixed there. For the meeting agent itself, this one is like really, really basic. Zoom meeting assistant, when given information, make a meeting. This is the time, just create a meeting with a topic, and everything else is done. So in order to connect your Gmail, all you're gonna have to do is create new credential. You want to do OAuth 2, and you can literally just sign in with your Google. Done. So that's really easy to do. You can do that in about 20 seconds. And then this is what all the information is. This is all preset for you. Don't worry about this. You don't need to know what this is unless you would like to. Ask it. I'll answer your questions. Same for the Google Calendar is you can create a new credential, sign in with Google to whatever Google Calendar account you want to use for this. I would recommend using your work account if you're using this for meetings. So definitely use your business. I wouldn't use your personal unless you want to. And then for the Zoom, this is going to be part of the video that you actually want to watch, and you'll probably rewatch because it took me a little bit to learn how to do this, but connecting Zoom is a little bit tricky. So you want to create a new credential once you add all of this, and you want OAuth 2. The access token does not work anymore. That has not worked. So you want to hit OAuth 2, go to Open Docs, and scroll down to using OAuth 2 right here. You can hit Create an OAuth app, and this, go to the step 1, build a general app. And then the next thing you want to do is in the Create an OAuth app, hit the Zoom app marketplace, hit Develop, Build App, General, Create. Now we're here, and this is the stuff that you really want. So this is going to be your API credentials that it's asking for, but we don't want those yet as we haven't actually set up the app. So you want it to be user managed. We'll get back to this in a second. OAuth redirect URL. This is what we need to go back to n8n in order to get. So we're going to go back into n8n. We can exit out all this now. This is what you want. So copy this. You just click it. You can come back to wrong tab to the app marketplace. Paste this URL in here, and then it will automatically update on the allow list. And then you can go ahead and hit continue. None of this matters. And hit scopes. So this is the last thing that we want to do. Inside of scopes, it needs access to all of the meeting scopes. Basically, all that means is what does this API key have access to inside of your Zoom account? So whatever you select, n8n will have access to, even though n8n is really only made for the meeting. So if you select anything else, it doesn't matter. But you can hit add scopes, hit meetings, select all, done. Nope. Okay, meeting, not meetings, I guess. So scroll down, hit meeting, hit select all, done. So there should be 56 or 55 of them. See all these are selected, and now you can hit continue once again. You're good. Go back to your basic information up at the top here, and now you can get your client ID and client secret. So you can copy, paste, and then once you hit connect my account, it'll go ahead and pop up the screen here. Allow, boom. So that's how it works. Connection successful. Everything works fine. Now you can use Zoom and whatever Zoom account you were just signed into. When we did that, it's going to go ahead and book it for that account, and it will notify you. So that's how everything works. That is all I have for you. The agent is completely finished. I've showed you how to work it, and now the last thing that you need to know is how to access it. So I have the link in the description and in the pinned comment, but inside of my Skool community here, you can join, and inside I will have access to all of the n8n templates that I make inside my videos. You can download the JSON, and then once you get that, you can simply come into n8n, hit these 3 buttons right here at the top, import from a file, and then you can drag one of these files in and it will upload this whole workspace right here. And then you can go through the steps that we just went through of adding your API credentials and then going through and making a website, and then we'll be completely done. But otherwise, that is it. Please let me know what else you would like to see. I'm happy to answer any questions, make anything, and especially inside of the free Skool community, I'm going to answer any questions anybody asks. I have a poll in there right now with any requests you'd like to make, any additions I want to make, or literally any video you want to see. Go in, join, it's completely free, answer the poll questions, and then I will literally make these videos about what you guys would like to see. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, and peace out.